So, sorry about that. My husband came charging in, and now I've lost my train of thought. So what I'm working on is finishing Lily a little bit more. I don't count the hours really, I just do the drawing till it's done so I can spend hours and hours on one drawing. And that's lucky because I'm retired. So it's a labour of love really. So I do portraits like this to commission. Both of these dogs they've died now. So I work from photographs, and if the eyes aren't quite clear on one photograph, then I can use the eyes from a different photograph. Okay. So this is my most valuable drawing so far. It's worth 15 grand to me and the person it's going to. But normally a drawing like this, a drawing this size, which is A3 with one dog, would be £300. But with two dogs it would be £450. So this would be like 450 euros. Pounds, I mean. But people are more, so people are double that because they're much harder. And I am going to do a series of babies and pets to try and diversify, because many people do dogs or cats, and it's kind of nice to challenge yourself and improve. So what we're going to do now is going to do this side of Lily's head, not including the eye. I'm going to do the eyes together at the same time, and I'm looking at the colours that I can see there. So we've used these colours as like underpainting underneath the black. So the warm colours like the purple help to bring Lily forward, because obviously Lily is in front of Henry, and finally Lily's nose is in front of everything, so that'll be even warmer and more contrast. If you want to go further back like this area, then you use cooler colours and use blurring. So it's all an optical illusion. We're just using tricks, visual tricks. So I've been drawing for many years, more than 50, and I started off as a child, and I was pony mad, so I drew ponies, horses, and my school friends all knew my jotter because it was just covered in horses. To start off with, I copied somebody else's drawings, which I know it's a bit frowned on really, but it's a good way of learning the technique. And then once I realised that I could kind of reproduce somebody's drawing, then I also realised that I could reproduce a photograph. And actually, I think my drawings are better than a photograph because I can make them more 3D, and certainly better than AI, because it has to definitely look like that person, whereas some AI that you get, it just looks fake. You can tell it's fake, I think, well, I can tell it's fake, but if you just glance at it very quickly, then you might be fooled into thinking it was the actual person. But once you take a closer look, once you train your eye, you can soon see that actually it's not. So after I studied art, did a degree, and then I went into teaching, and I taught for over 30 years, and now I'm retired from teaching and I can practice all those things that I used to teach people to do. And there's nothing actually quite like teaching to make you realise how you do something. It's the same with anything really. You have to really, really understand maths to be able to teach it. And it's the same with art. And you have to make it accessible at one level, some level or another, for other people. So, and of course, you know, I had a family, so I never had time. I never had time to do this stuff, sort of stuff, which I missed. I had a family and I had horses. The girls had a pony each, and me and my husband had a horse, and I had to muck them out every day before I went to work. So by the time I was in the staff meeting at, I don't know, 8:30, I'd been up since 6 o'clock, and I felt like I'd done a day's work already because I'd mucked out 4 horses, turned them out, and you don't get a day off. You have to do it every single day. So I'm using the pencil in this way because that helps to get the curve, helps it look 3D. So even if you were drawing an arm, if you draw it with straight strokes, it's going to make it look flat. Whereas if you draw it with lines that go round, even the creases or the hairs, that like my fingers, that helps to make the arm or whatever, the head, look 3-dimensional. So that's one of the tricks. So I'm going to blend this in, and then I am going to add some of the black on top. bits more blue. This bit too. So this first base layer, the undercoat, it doesn't kind of really matter, the colour's not right. You're just working up to getting the tonal value right and the warmth. So all the time I'm looking at the edge. Is it a strong edge? Because that will bring it forward. But if it's not a strong edge, it's a blurred edge, then leave it blurred. If you use, so this is the dark blue. I tend not to draw my outlines in black because that will flatten your drawing. Just like in Kiddie's colouring books, the black outline around it, that automatically flattens your drawing. So you want to try and avoid that if your aim is to create something that looks three-dimensional. Avoid drawing in black. Right, so I'm going to smudge that in. And I use two things. I use this big rolled up cardboard called a stubby blender. It has a posh French name, but I can't remember what that is. Or I use cotton wool bullet. And obviously this one's well used. So this gives a softer smudge. It makes the fur look softer, fluffier. And you can go in as many times as you like over the top of that. So it's kind of nice, after all those years of teaching, to actually sit down and do it myself. I get a lot of pleasure from it, which is why I don't count the hours. I don't charge by the hour. If it takes a week, it takes a week. I recently did a baby with a puppy on a cushion. Oh, I can show it you. I've got it with me. I'm going to post it off tomorrow. This one is Lomond and Louis. The baby took me like 20 hours. Louis took me about 4, and the cushion took me about 2. So that's a lot of hours work. If I was charging by hour, it would be a lot of money. Right, so I'm going to put in some of the black a bit more, and then I'm going to work on her eyes. So I've got lots of different blacks. They're all slightly different shade from dark blue to more grey. This one's more grey. And this little one here, this is my most precious pencil. It's the only black that's really pitch black. So I'm going to use that at the end of Lily's nose to make her nose really come forward. So I'm going to work on these bits around here. So I might put a few of those white marks in just to give me a marker. It doesn't have to be absolutely exactly the same. But if there's white marks there, then I will do it. It's kind of warts and all, because that's what makes this dog. If I was just drawing any dog, then you know, an idealised Black Labrador, then I would leave it out. And that's one of the reasons why you can recognise AI. That you know, on the AI pictures of Kate, her moles are missing. She's got 2 moles, and they leave them off, but that's part of her. So if her moles aren't there, that's not a photograph. That's AI. It's quite quite a warm colour there. So I work on chromatic greys and chromatic blacks, as it were, because if if you just use the tone black, it doesn't look very realistic. And the analogy I use is that when somebody dyes their hair black, you don't get any red, you don't get any orange as the light hits the sunlight. It tends to be just a flat black, and that's not realistic. So that's why I like to include different colours in. It's quite dark here. I might press on harder. Okay, so really cool. Here, it's quite purple. It's a pale. Just need a little touch of grey just above the eye there.